Capital Community Media, proud partners with Mid-Valley Literacy Center, finding innovative ways to connect our communities, especially now. We're reaching more people where they are, building on 3 decades as Capital Community Television, Salem's only TV station, to reflect what we've become, a full multimedia center with local radio, 24/7 channel streaming, and video on demand through Roku and Apple TV. Thanks to new technology, we covered the Salem Kaiser School District graduations in August, carrying all 9 live so their families and friends could celebrate with them. Someday, this pandemic will be history. Until then, we're all in this together. Count on Capital Community Media to keep you connected and stay connected. Comcast Cable Channels 21, 22, and 23, and HD Channel 322, and online at capitalcommunitymedia.org.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Normally at this time of year we'd be gearing up for our summer potluck to say thank you to all of our volunteers and students for all the hard work they do. Of course this year looks a bit differently as we cannot be meeting together in person, but we didn't want to let this chance go by without being able to say thank you to everyone who keeps the Mid-Valley Literacy Center running and to let you guys know what's going on with us moving forward. Today, Wendy Brokaw of Capital Community Media will be interviewing Vivian Eng, our Executive Director, several of our students, a tutor, and a donor. We hope the next 30 minutes help you feel connected to the Mid-Valley Literacy Center and the work going on here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us with you today virtually. I see everybody is socially distancing, but let's get going with Vivian now, because this is what the whole thing is about. What you're doing here, why we're doing this virtual picnic. Vivian, what is the Mid-Valley Literacy Center and who do you serve?
The Mid-Valley Literacy Center is an adult literacy program, and we serve students that come from actually 56 countries speaking more than 30 languages.
What is its mission and what are your funding sources?
The Mid-Valley Literacy Center's mission is to empower adults with the literacy skills needed to increase economic stability and overall quality of family life. Our funding sources are primarily from private donors and from fundraising, and we appreciate so much all of you.
What happened in your life, Vivian, to make you value literacy so much that you founded a nonprofit dedicated to it?
When I was a child, I failed the 3rd grade because I couldn't read. And when I was also in high school, I had a high school counselor that told me that I wasn't college material and I wouldn't make it because I wanted to go to Oregon State University. And by the way, I did graduate from OSU with a Bachelor of Science, and my GPA at OSU was higher than my high school. So obviously he was wrong, but I also know what it feels like as an adult to not be able to read or to not do well in school, and that's why I feel so passionate about literacy and helping adults learn to read, because there's no other services for them to do this.
How has it grown since its founding 11 years ago?
The Mid-Valley Literacy Center has really grown in the last 11 years. We started in 2009, and we started with only 1 or 2 tutors and a couple of students. We now have worked with more than 4,000 students in 6 counties, and we've started multiple sites, as well as being able to serve adults that need those literacy skills in local churches, libraries, community centers, wherever their need is. We're very happy to be able to help them improve those skills. And in the last 11 years, when we look at the impact, it's been awesome.
Tell us about the different programs MVLC offers.
We provide English for adults, English as a second language, for anyone who is 18 or older, and we do all levels of English, and it's all done with volunteer tutors that are trained through our program. We also do preparation for certified nursing assistants. We don't do the final certification, but we do prep students who are second language learners who need to improve those skills in order to be able to improve those skills of English in order to pass the Oregon State Board of Nursing exam. And by the way, we've had 64 people who have passed that exam and became certified nursing assistants. In addition to that, we have our computer classes that are offered at our site, and we also do U.S. citizenship preparation. And we've had more than 300 people that have received U.S. citizenship. And that's a huge part of our program because we know that stability within the community is so important, and that really happens when someone becomes a U.S. citizen. In addition to that, we offer a program called the Basic Spanish Literacy, INEA. As translated, it means the National Institute for the Education of Adults. And we provide language skills for those adults who never had a chance to go to school in another country. So in Spanish, we teach them how to read and write first in Spanish, and then we can teach them how to read and write in English, because you can't learn a second language if you don't know how to read and write in your first. In our workplace language classes, we offer language skills, English primarily, for the employees at their business. And it's so important because it's an employer-sponsored program where the employee and the employer both benefit from the program, so that the employer gets a more trained and proficient employee, and the employee improves their language skills so that they can do better on the job and reduce the number of errors that they've had. We've had at least 8 businesses and more than 200 people that have taken our language classes. And also, it's interesting that we've had many students that have said to us that this has made a difference in their lives because they can now do better and be promoted on their jobs.
How has the pandemic impacted the center? What did the summer courses look like? What kind of adjustments did you have to make? What was the biggest challenge?
We really want you to know how the pandemic has affected the Mid-Valley Literacy Center. We had to adjust our classes, and we had 1 week to do it in, and that was spring break. And we're very pleased to know that we have many of our tutors who are willing to provide the classes through Zoom, online, and students are willing to take their classes also, and it's worked out really well. We have wonderful staff who help us with that project, but it has been a challenge because some of our employees and some of our staff, have had to help tutors and students because they don't know how to use the technology. We've had to loan out some of our laptops to some of the students and tutors who don't know or didn't have and don't know how to use it, and we're very happy to be able to do that. We're so thankful that there are people like MAPS Credit Union. Their foundation loaned us 5 used computers that we were able to set up and to put into the program. So 4 students and 1 tutor are now using those laptops, and we're very thankful to have that opportunity.
Thank you, Vivian. And don't go away too far. We're going to be talking to you again about ways people can help Mid-Valley Literacy Center. We'll be back to you again. Right now, we'd like to talk to Tanika, one of your students. Hello. Tell us how long you've been at the MVLC. What classes are you taking this term, and why did you decide to start taking GED classes?
I started at the beginning of the term, and I am taking language arts, I am taking science, and I am taking mathematics. I come from a background of being in recovery, and I decided that my life needed to be surrounded by education. And so I decided to come back to school, get my GED, to help myself in getting a better job and learning the things that I may have forgotten. And so that was the best thing for me to do, was to start my education over. I was very afraid at first, but it is wonderful and it's going great.
How has the center helped you?
They have kept me motivated to be very mindful and be very willing to want to educate myself. And I'm gaining a lot of independence, and confidence that I didn't have before. I have now since starting school. The tutors that I work with are very wonderful, and I'm just learning a whole lot, and I'm very grateful to be one of the students that was accepted to start the learning process. And I hope to get my GED and move on from there.
What would you say to someone who was thinking about starting classes?
I would say that it is the opportunity of a lifetime and that you should move forward and go ahead with your feelings, your first feeling to do so, and that will pay off in the end.
Thank you, Tanika, for telling your story, and good luck to you in your studies. And now we have another student we'd like to talk to. May I introduce Zeffirino? Hi there. Tell us how long you've been at the MVLC. What classes are you taking this term, and why did you decide to take ESOL classes?
I am a student. I've been in this center for 3 years approximately, and I've been learning a lot of things from this center. That's why I keep coming, and like I said, I've been learning a lot of things, and I hope I can keep coming, so I can. My week's problem is my spelling. I can speak English, but my spelling is not that good. Writing, so I've been trying hard at home to learn more.
How has the center helped you?
I like the center because the teachers are real helpful. If you don't learn the first time, she repeat again and again, up to maybe 5 times if you need to. That's what I like this class. But like I said, I'm gonna keep coming until I learn good. Because that's what my goal is, to learn how to write and spell words that I like to. When I write something, I have to look the dictionary. I don't have to ask somebody how to spell it. So I want to do it myself.
And what would you say to someone who is thinking about starting classes?
I will recommend whoever wants to take class real strong to come in this center. I went to a couple of different places. It's not the same like here. Here they take their time, explain. You can do it one-on-one if you want to. That's what I like this center.
Thank you, Zeffirino. Now Susan's getting mic'd up.
This is quite a project.
She's a volunteer teacher at MVLC. Susan, tell us how long you've been volunteering with MVLC and what all have you taught?
I am on the advisory board here, but the best part is that I get to teach. I am a volunteer tutor. I teach language arts, reading and writing, and in English, and I also teach ESOL. I've been on the advisory board for about 3 years, advisory council, I guess, and I've been tutoring for about 2 years. I tutored language arts, GED, reading, writing, and I also tutor ESOL, English as a second or other language.
What is your favorite part of teaching, and why do you do it?
I do it for very selfish reasons. It is so much fun watching students come in who are not entirely sure they're ready, and watching them just absolutely blossom and grow and just be amazing. Amazing with their own growth, but also how supportive they can be with each other. I've had some absolutely wonderful students.
How did the summer semester go for you and your students?
The summer semester has been interesting. We struggled a little bit at first with the technology. I am less than wonderful with Zoom, but Rachel has been outstanding as I have asked all of my silly questions and she's gotten us sorted out. Students were also struggling a little bit at first, but we've all gotten better. Our class has grown in size, so people have come in. It's different than it is in person. but it's been working really well, and I'm so grateful that we're being able to continue to do it.
Thank you, Susan. And now I would like to introduce Eva Corbin, an MVLC donor. Hello, Eva. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Why have you decided to be an MVLC donor? Why do you give financially? What first got you interested? And what are you most interested today in supporting at MVLC?
Well, in the beginning, we were in-kind donors and then one-time donor. And then when I joined the board in 2017, in the spring, we became sustaining donors. And what made me give was the fact that the services that this organization provide is much needed in the community. Adults helping adults, because you hear about adults helping children. Well, this is an organization that's helping adults achieve their goals and learning a variety of skills along the way.
What MVLC program is most important to you personally?
Well, it's the ESL program, and because I lived in another country and I had to learn how to speak that country's language. And so individuals that come here in the United States have the same challenges that I had in another foreign country, learning how to communicate with others to get your needs met. And so I appreciate, all the volunteer time that the volunteers did in that country that I lived in, both Germany and France. That here in America, having volunteers provide those services is extremely important. And I love and appreciate the fact that we have so many of the volunteers helping us out here at Mid-Valley Literacy Center.
What are they doing that keeps you so involved?
Number one, the success stories. Man, are there many opportunities to celebrate the successes of our students, from learning English here among a classroom of multilingual students, and to have the pictures and the connection with the pictures in English is so important that I love the fact that those success stories are important to them, and they're important to us in showing how this service is much needed in our community.
What would you say to someone who was thinking about donating to MVLC?
Well, the reason I continue to be involved is because we are always having new other cultures coming into the state of Oregon. I mean, particularly here in Salem, we have farming communities, we have industrial communities. We have a lot of areas where many people from other countries do come, and I think the service that we provide gives them an opportunity to learn the skills, whether it's English or whether it's a basic computer class or getting their GED. Those are the things that I think are never going to cease being needed in our community, and that's why I think people should continue to support us, and that's why I'm continuing to support Mid-Valley Literacy Center.
Let's hear about some things that are going on with MVLC in the way of promotions. I understand there's going to be a golf tournament coming up. Tell us about that.
Well, this is another opportunity to end the summer and going into the fall by supporting our Hits and Giggles golf tournament that is on October 9 of this year, and it'll be at Creekside Golf Club, and it's a 4-person scramble. We have many opportunities for sponsorships that are left, for teams, for raffle auction items. All the opportunity to help support this cause is coming up. So join us, join me and my foursome team at this event on October 9, 2010.
Thank you, Eva. Register online now for the Hits and Giggles 2020 Golf Tournament, the popular fundraiser with a sporty name, set for October 9th at Creekside Golf Club. Register your team, become a sponsor. Learn more at midvalleyliteracycenter.org. Vivian, people are going to want to know, how can they help? What do you need? How can they support you? And what are the ways they can make a donation to you and keep your work going? Tell us.
How can you help in the community? There's awesome ways to be able to help us. One of the important things is for our tutors and our students to have the technology that they need. We need to have used laptops. If you have a used laptop that you're not using, we'd love to be able to adjust that and set it up so that one of our tutors and students could borrow it, and that way they'll be able to access the classes. Since we were able to do everything on Zoom and being able to offer the classes, and we have awesome tutors and students who are continuing their classes, we want to say thank you to them. And we also want to say thank you to all of you that have helped. One of the things that's important is our monthly donors. Our monthly donors are the ones who help us make a difference in a student's life. They're the ones that really change lives and change the community, because on a monthly donation, you're able to pay for part of the cost of these Zoom classes. We have to pay for the licenses for every tutor and each class, and sometimes we have to run 4 or 5 multiple classes at the same time, and we have to have the class ability to do that. So monthly donation would be awesome to help us with that. We appreciate it so much. One of the things that we really want to share with you is how we receive funding. Most of our funding comes from either grants that we write or individual donors. Some of it is through the students who have paid, as well as some of the agencies that send the students to us, and you've met some of those already. We really want to say thank you to all of the people who have donated. But one of the things that we have found is that through this whole pandemic situation, Mid-Valley Literacy Center really could use some additional monthly donors. And if you are willing to do that on the website, every little bit counts. We appreciate everything that people can give. And you can send a check. The information is on your screen, or you can do it on the website, or you can do it even through Facebook. Whatever is easiest for you. And we just appreciate so much everything that you have done already, and we thank you so much for being a monthly donor, because that's what really helps us help our students. In addition to that, I would like to thank everyone who has participated today. Thank you for all of our students and tutors who are here, and we want to say thank you to all of our donors. One of the things I would like to read is a message that was sent to us by one of our monthly donors, and he was not able to be here tonight, but he said that he would like us to read this for us. And so he actually has sent this to me, and I've got this. I'm going to read his email to me. He says, "My name is John Teague. I'm the Chief of Police in Kaiser. Policing provides a fascinating and relatively unique perspective. We routinely bounce between the wealthiest and the economically poorest residents of our city. It won't be a surprise to you that most crime occurs in poorer neighborhoods, and it should not surprise you that most people in those poorer neighborhoods are good, hardworking people. Many of those hard workers are Spanish speakers, Spanish-only speakers. If you ever wanted to help people, especially people who are already helping themselves, you can help them with sustainability by leveraging their industriousness into our English language and literacy. English literacy facilitates freedoms and opportunities that are otherwise and oftentimes simply out of reach. For hardworking people, being able to read and speak in English is frequently all the extra they need to permanently benefit themselves, their families, and our community." These are John Teague's words. He said, "I've been supporting Mid-Valley Literacy since 2013 and monthly since 2016. There are few organizations that are as resourceful, meaning they will spend their donation well as effective, meaning they will make a tangible, real difference in people's lives in the Mid-Valley Literacy Center."
Thank you all for your stories, so powerful, moving, and they show the efficacy of MVLC. 11 years and going strong. Thank you, Vivian. And now let's get back to our picnic. Want a game? Mid-Valley Literacy Center primarily serves the non-traditional adult and immigrant community, representing 55 countries and at least 30 languages. It has achieved so much in only 11 years, training over 700 volunteers who have tutored more than 3,000 adults, helping them achieve their goals and their dreams through literacy and all that supports literacy. 70% of GED students successfully achieve their certificate, and 90% obtain employment or enter college. All the work MVLC does in our community depends on donations from people like you. Go to their website at midvalleyliteracycenter.org, click the Donate button on the home screen. Choose the amount you'd like to contribute and how often. You can even make a custom amount. Ask about legacy giving and in-kind donations. However you choose to support MVLC, know it will have an impact. Statistics show that for every dollar invested in adult literacy programs, it returns $33 to the economy of the community. Donate, volunteer, become a workforce partner. Explore ways you can become involved by going to their website, midvalleyliteracycenter.org. And thank you for being here with us today for this virtual picnic. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay involved.